Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Khan, thanks so much for being with us this afternoon or this morning. I've lost all track now. I'm quite honestly shocked that there is any government agency out there right now asking for a 25% increase in their budget from last year. Just plain and simple, this government cannot afford it. We're approaching any day now $35 trillion in debt. The challenge to this committee is how can we lean on, work with our agencies to do more with less. The taxpayers just can't continue to grow government at this rate. Not only are you asking for a 25% increase from over last year, since 2021, this would represent a 52% increase. I can tell you and any other agency head out there right now that the guy down here on the end of this table is not going to support government growth at that rate. And so let's be thinking about it. And I've got a couple of questions to hopefully challenge you on how we can get by without such a drastic increase. Let's start with the 55 people that you intend to hire. Can you give us a little bit of insight on why you need 55 more people to do the same job that was done last year and the year before and the year before?
So just to put the FTC's size in context, we are smaller than we were in the 1980s by around 400 people, even though the size of the American economy has grown by at least 6 times over. And so we are having to do way, way, way more with fewer people. We have a really fantastic team and we punch above our weight, but there is no doubt that we are not fully and faithfully going after all of the law violations in our economy. Even with the mergers that come in, I mean, we have to triage. There are ones that look problematic. With the 55 FTEs in particular, that would help support our mission. This past year, we were able to launch a new Office of Technology, bringing on technologists in-house, because as we see surveillance and other types of tactics by these digital monopolies.
And so I apologize for cutting you off. I think you've answered the gist of my question, but you raise another real good point. And the reason I've got to be blunt here and cut you off is the chairman's going to cut me off here in just a minute. So you referenced technology. How have you looked at how you can use that new investment in technology to reduce the number of people that are required?
So the work that we do requires a lot of investigation, legal work, economists. We are certainly hoping to incorporate more of these technological advances within our work, but we are not at a place where we can, let people go and have AI writing the complaints. I know some lawyers have tried out there, and it hasn't gone so well.
Again, with all due respect, I've got a couple more questions I'd like to try to get to. I'd encourage you to figure out how we can use technology to do the same job with less folks. Next question. In a December 2023 Office of Inspector General audit, the Inspector General found that the FTC had not yet refined a complete, structured, program-level process for invoice review and approval and payment of high-risk contracts. In response to the report, the FTC planned action to work with the Acquisition Office. Can you give us an update? And that report was due by March 30th of this year. Can you give us an update on the Commission's new process?
So anytime the OIG flags certain areas that require improvements, we take that extraordinarily seriously. Since we got that recommendation from the OIG, we've been working closely to put those process improvements in place. And I believe we've kind of checked the box on that, but happy to follow up with you and share more specifics.
I would very much appreciate you updating this committee on what the new process is. And hopefully we'll get a second round of questions. I'll come back, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards.